I can't believe that we've we've been almost like three more and we're at 30.
30.
That is insane.
Yeah. 25 was when I think it really hit me of like, wow, 25 episodes. Let's say on that note, Mike, how many episodes have you done?
What I'm just thinking. I don't know how many episodes I've done. Well over 100 at this point because I know we had a 100th anniversary like special.
Nice.
Special. We had a 100 episode
Yeah.
thing, but we've done a lot since then. So we're probably around 140 if I had to
Wow.
That's
take a
impressive.
stab.
Yeah.
Um,
At a catalog.
yeah, and I'm on another podcast. Before I started this one, I'm on another one that I have 100 episodes banked there too. So fun times.
Oh wow. Nice. So on today's episode on the Safe State Podcast, episode 27, that's what I just said. We have a guest once again because y'all seem to really like it when we get guests on. So we got Mike from Welcome to the Game Room Podcast here.
I'm here. Look at me. I'm the guest. If you didn't gather that.
Yes, so great to have you, of course. So for those who don't know, Michael runs a podcast called Welcome to the Game Room that's on all sorts of platforms, mainly SoundCloud. I have been on there, we'll say 5 or 6 times, I think.
I've even been on there once,
You've been on there once.
which is very fun.
Yeah, and if you're someone who watches my channel, Joe64, Michael's been on 2 or 3 videos on that channel as well. So
Have I?
it's been
1, 2? I don't know. Yeah, something like that.
a couple. I know you joined me for some of like the Switch 2 predictions and discussion videos.
Did the three of us do one of those once?
The three of us did one together.
Yeah.
And then I think you couldn't come for the second one, so me and Mike just did
Yeah,
one.
I do remember that.
I think we did the reaction video, and we all three of us did the prediction.
How do y'all remember these things? That's like a year ago.
I'll be honest. You know,
It
the
was a while
only
ago,
reason
but-
why I remember this, I was looking at the last time I DM'd you on Discord, and it's just the list of all this announcements from the
Saw
Switch
that
2
too, and I'm like, why is all this here? I don't know.
Well, that's why I was like, man, like I never text you on Discord. I'm like, why did I send him like a paragraph? I'm like, oh, it was notes. Never mind, that's why. So
Notes for I remember why is because I was the only one out of my group that was actually getting a Switch 2, and I'm like, how are we gonna make content when no one's getting a Switch 2? You were like that
Oh,
that one
yeah.
guy, the one of my friends that actually was getting a Switch 2 like right off the rip. So I was like, I gotta talk to somebody about this.
yeah, I was pretty much in the same boat. I think still, our editor Denmark has a Switch 2, but I know at the time he wasn't sure if he was going to get one. So I think I only know 3 people who got a Switch 2 at launch. So no, but
I haven't gotten there yet, but as the days go on and the rumors of a price increase,
I was about to say, man, you need to do it before it's not gonna go down. I'll tell you that right now.
Yep.
uh-huh.
Not at this point.
We were joking if the bowling alley I won the PS5 at
Oh, yeah.
ever gets a Switch 2, that I'll go there, and when you one out.
Yeah, well, that'll be the.
Oh wait, back up. You won a
heard the
PlayStation
story?
5? I've not heard this story.
Oh, okay.
I assumed you told him the story.
I assumed I did too, but I probably just told him I got a PS5 and Moot one day. But okay, so
I assumed you bought it like a regular person would do, but I should have known you did it the
think
Joey
I give
64
money
way.
to Sony? Nah. All right, so yeah, I'll tell. 'Cause I don't think I've actually ever told this on the podcast. So
We might have brought it up briefly, but not in like a major
all
way.
right, so
Story time.
I'll do a abbreviated version. So I joked in my community Discord that I would finally buy a PS5 if Astro Bot won Game of the Year back in 2024. And just because of the bias of, oh, it wasn't a big AAA game, I'm like, it's not going to win. It should win, but it won't. And then it won. And all of a sudden, I was like, oh, I need to scrunch up $500 because I'm not
on
buying
the
the
hook
digital
now.
version.
Ooh.
Yeah. I was like, I need $500. And I'm like, we just got off the holidays, y'all. And now I did tell me, I was like, okay, give me a few months. I will get a PS5 and I will play Astro Bot. And I already wanted it's one of those things I already wanted, but like, let's have fun with it.
Yeah.
But for fun, the place I used to work at had a bowling alley, one of those AMFs, one of the big brand ones, right next to it. And, you know, they had a cheap little arcade with like 20 games. Well, that one specifically had like the big, Dave and Buster's like redeem area. With,
Yeah,
like,
prize corner.
with like the glass doors and all that. And it had game consoles like PS5 and all that. And it was one of those things, I would go there every Wednesday on the half off night, spend like $5, play a few games, and then go to work. Just to have a bit of fun every once in a while. And then one day, I think me and you went there one night just to mess around for like with $10.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'm like, leaving my PS5 there. You're like, Joey, that's only 100,000 tickets.
Well, so for context, like, if you go to like a Dave and Buster's, they'll have like a PS5 or whatever.
Yeah, but it's
new
like
console.
300,000.
No, it's like the ridiculous level of like tickets where it's just like it's more just there to be there. It's more like, oh, you could win.
Look
this,
what you
win
could
enough
get
tickets.
if you gave us $1,000 worth of.
Right.
Exactly.
But I saw that and I was like, I think it helps that I think that was either around the time where we just got our instant camera.
Yeah, it was
that we got
one time
from-
we got to Instamax from Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, which was actually really neat because that was more like reasonable in terms of like, okay, we went there all the time to hang out and just like over a while you were like, we could actually get something at one point and we were like, oh, let's go for the camera
And so yeah,
for like fun.
we saved up for like a year, and we're just like, instead of just buying like a piece of candy every time, like just don't
Yeah.
spend anything for a year. We go to Dave and Buster's like once a month. We had enough to get one of those like knockoff Polaroids. It's like, yeah, sure. You know, we definitely spend more money than we could if we just bought from Walmart, but like you take into account, you also just went to that.
But you
fun.
didn't have the
But-
experience of bowling.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
So pretty much, and I think you were like, Joey, and you're like, how many tickets do you have? And I happened to check, I had like 30,000 tickets on my card there, and you're like, how much money have you spent? I'm like, a decent amount, but I also haven't been like grinding for it. And all of a sudden, this became for the next month. I only went on half off nights. I only went for the games I knew I could win, and I ended up, I ended up starting fresh as well. I started fresh because I want to see how much money would it cost me to get this PS5. By the end, I ended up spending about $230, I believe, and this is an original, like back when the box said 8K and all that.
Yeah.
So that's been sitting there for a while. But I have a original model PS5. I got that, and I went up there, and I remember the guy was like, holy crap. He's like,
Blew the dust off the top of it.
he grabbed it to me, and there was literally a layer of dust on the box. I was like,
so funny.
he was like, so it happened to be the manager, and he was like, I'll be honest, I never thought that someone would win this. And he was like, here you go. And he asked, he was like, I know, I've seen you here before, so I know you didn't, but like, I don't even know how you would do this, but did you somehow hack this card? He's like, I don't even know how you would do that, but like, and he was more like in a joking way, like, I don't think I did. I'm like, I've only been here, but pretty much it came down to, at that bowling alley, it's $1 per play on pretty much all the machines, except for some of the higher price ones. Half off night, that becomes 50 cents, and there's a lot of machines how you get 1,000 tickets, and you just play, you go there, you go when you see it's ready to pay out. That's pretty much how you win. I am working on a video of like I won a PS5 at my local, like the clickbaity title, just because I'm like, I'll make that, tell the fun story that way. But no, that's how I got it. And then I went and bought Astrobot for full price at GameStop, and it was a thing. I was so excited to play the game, I didn't even think to try to get it for a good deal. So I bought.
You did get a PS5 for like
$200.
I mean, I think you net positive still.
Yeah, that's
you got
true.
the deal.
But I remember, but it was fun. I remember that PS5 as well. Something I always said when the PS5 was launched, the first game I would play would be the Ratchet and Clank game, because that was one of the first games they revealed, and I'm a huge Ratchet and Clank fan. I did not play Rift Apart for nearly a year after I got my PS5. I own a copy of that game for like 3 years because I got it on sale, and I'm like, I'm gonna buy this before I get a PS5 because I know I want to play this game one day.
I'm glad I'm not the only
game.
one to do that, to buy a game pre-getting the system. I'm just like, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, exactly. And if you see, I think I got it for like $15 because it was like clearance in Target. So I'm like, yeah, let me pick it up. But one of those things where I played Astrobot, and then I was like, wait, they have like all the Jack and Dax. Like I was going on PlayStation Premium, the Retro Collection, and before I knew it, then I got into Gravity Rush, and
and everything went down.
I have not played
Yep.
the PlayStation version, the PlayStation version, the like console version of Gravity Rush. Although I
Remastered.
do have it. I played it on the Vita, and I know that's a big thing for you. But if you've not played it on the Vita and you have a Vita, I feel like there's enough gimmicks to where it might be a different experience for you. You might want to give it a shot.
I would like to get a physical copy of the Vita. Is not too bad. It's about $40-$50 from what I looked at. some point I would like to get it, but it's also something I'm like, I'm not in a rush to do it. But I will say, I know I haven't talked about Gravity Rush much with you specifically, Mike. That is,
You bring it up on this podcast enough to where I don't catch every episode, yet somehow I hear about it every
Okay,
episode.
so you know,
I
you
was gonna
okay.
say,
I forget
think
that
we're
you're
gonna
a
have to
viewer as
add
well.
Gravity Rush, Gravity Crush. God, I laughed so hard when it ended.
Gravity Days.
Yeah, because we called it so many different things last episode.
You're just adding
we
what
need to add it.
Gravity Rising
to the list of-
Revengeance. Yeah, whatever.
Do not let
Joey
Joey
talk about. I can't talk about Sonic.
God.
Talk about Gravity Rush. I
I
can't
see-
grab the guitar
I
anymore.
think we made the joke. I don't know if we did it on the podcast, but I was like, I need to because I recently got a 3D printer. I need to 3D print you a sign that says like days since last Sonic reference, or just like
Yeah.
Gravity Rush reference, or
No,
something
you
like
said
that.
it was on the last. I think it was last week's
'Cause
episode.
we
You like
talked about it.
you wanted me to get it counts as days since the last Gravity Rush.
That's
mention.
I was gonna be the workplace incident report like sign. That's what you
Yep.
need.
Yep.
Days since last
I-
Gravity Rush mention,
Yeah.
and you just keep the
I
zero
just-
up there.
Yeah.
It's decided that'll be the episode 50 gift. Yeah, We're,
Oh,
you know,
so
I'm
now
just-
I have to get a gift for you. Gosh
no, yeah,
dang it.
we're deciding this now. We're gonna make
All right,
special
episode
gifts
50,
for
we will get
episode
each other
50.
gifts.
That's the off the cuff decision making we love here at Save State.
We make almost all of our decisions on camera. It's great.
From what I gather, Joey doesn't
Anyhow.
know what episode you're on half the time, so you might want to bring that up a little bit. Start be like, hey, remember
I
that
just need to
gift
get,
thing?
Like, a counter. I need to get a counter, like a little LCD counter, like just on the back wall that says like a teleprompter for Joey. This is episode 27. It is about this. Do not mention Sonic.
I'm still okay. Forget last week's episode. Because I was watching some of it because I wanted to see the editing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so upset that I kept bringing up 10-yard fight by accident. I legitimately want to bring it up once as a joke, but for some reason my mind cannot let go of 10-yard fight, and I brought that game up like 4 times in that episode, and I've never even played it.
I just
It
imagine
was
like a
so-
picture, like a silhouette of like Cat from Gravity Rush on the back wall, but it's like got one of those circles with the red circles with the slash through it. Like, just don't
Like the
don't do it.
Ghostbusters logo.
Yeah, you just need to you need to put me on a poster of just like that, just X get Sonic.
Yeah,
X.
just the Sonic. Yeah,
Just make propaganda posters for Joey. Just like don't do it. Anyhows, we talked about it a little briefly, but Mike here. So you've been doing a few things on the internet for a while. Where did all of that start? Like, what kind of got you into like you have a little podcast. Like, how did that start? What was your introduction to it?
so was it long ago in a distant land? No, I'm just playing. No, a lot of it started from when So I always kind of liked the idea of content creation, and then when the Switch, and I know Joey can attest to this, when the Switch came out, I'm the type of guy that will line up ungodly early to pre-order the thing. So I'm at GameStop at 6 a.m. or something like that, because I'm number one. I'm getting my Switch, right? And there's this guy that rides by and he takes a photo of me. He's like, I can't believe somebody beat me here. I don't know this guy at the time, but he's the second guy in line. I've talked with him. His name is Richard, great guy. And we just kind of started talking, and we kind of like talked about our love of video games, and he's very knowledgeable about games. Like, I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn. I know a lot about games. He knows a lot about games too, though. And we're just like bouncing off each other, and we're like, dude, we should start a podcast. I'm like, yeah, let's do that. And so that's kind of, we started one like almost right after. That was 2017. And it was him and our buddy Cesar and his brother, Richard's brother, not Cesar's brother. And it was called the No Outside Food or Drink podcast. Yeah. No Fodcast is for short, which I did not vote on that. I was like, that's not video gamey whatsoever.
Yeah.
They were just determined that was the name of the show, and what it was like a video game news, like I don't know if you listen to IGN Game Scoop or something like that. It's just game news.
Yeah.
And I was on there for a long time, and I was constantly being like, cool, but the people listening like are in the know of games already. we know about games, and I love these guys to death, but like I don't want to just regurgitate the news I've read throughout the week. So probably around the pandemic time, we stopped meeting up every week because we used to meet at this guy's house. And I was like, I'm going to make my own thing, but I don't really. It started off as news too, but I was like, I really don't want to do news. So I want to, and so it kind of, and I do it with my friend Dwight, which I've known for, I don't know, 10, 15 years, something like that, long time. And our friend Jonathan. But it's we just kind of pick topics and we just kind of like what you guys do. Exactly. We just like we've done a video game music episode. We done 3 actually. Joey was on one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when we were granted, you've been getting on me to. Oh, we should do a podcast for years.
Yes.
And,
long enough that I did my own solo podcast for about 14 episodes.
which also was gaming news, which is really funny.
I'll talk about. So I used to do a live podcast called. I think I just called it like 64 Gaming News or something stupid.
No, it was a 64 podcast.
Was it this the 64 podcast? Yeah. Okay, but it was a gaming news podcast I would do for like 40 or so minutes. I was like, I want it to be fully different from anything else I do. I'm gonna have a VTuber avatar that looks like a newscaster, and it was fun messing around with like the VTuber stuff. I learned that wasn't my style, but throughout that I was like, some weeks was fun because there was stuff to talk about. Other weeks, like the final episode, our big news topic was that Lego Peach was coming out.
I gotta get you a Lego Peach to just like.
Whenever... I own one. She's.
Oh, you do have one. We need to just like have her at the ready, so it's just like.
There you go.
Remember, like it's like your crucifix, like a vampire.
Yeah,
but yeah, that the slow news week also is like absolute just murder for those sort of shows.
Yeah, but even when like there is like a lot of news to talk about, it's just like just having to tie yourself down to that. It doesn't give you creativity. Mm-hmm. Like I think we've done 2 news episodes. I think we've only done because we did the Game Awards episode and we did the Switch 2. We did more of our hopes for the Switch 2.
See, that's a little different because that's like a once in a while thing and
exactly
a lot to talk about.
And like. Yeah, and like sometimes we'll like we're gonna be doing an episode talking about Pokemon Legends ZA because we both have a lot to talk about that game.
I need to finish that game.
Holding off.
You should finish it.
I need to finish it. I'm so far behind.
My biggest thing with that, I won't go deep into the game. But my biggest thing I said at the end of that game when I streamed it was, this is the first great Pokemon game of the Switch era.
The Switch era or the Switch 2 era? Because I would argue that Pokemon Legends Arceus is fantastic. I think I prefer this. I prefer Arceus over ZA personally, but they're both good.
I do like Arceus. For a while, that was my favorite Pokemon game, but I have some issues with it. But I won't get too deep into that on this one.
I mean, we could turn this into a Pokemon ZA episode, but let's not, because I got. There's a reason I haven't gone back to it for a lot of, and I do enjoy the game, but there's just like little nagging things. I'm just like, yeah.
But only my point of bringing that up was we're gonna record that episode, but we're gonna time it with Pokemon Day when there'll probably be Pokemon Direct, and it's like we're not talking about the Pokemon Direct, but we're kind of being topical. We try to be more topical and less. We're gonna talk about the topic itself,
less non-topical.
For the news.
There you go. See, I'm the opposite. I try to be non-topical. Because then I want for mine specifically, I want you to be able to like see a thing like, oh, video game music, whatever our favorite video, I want to listen to that. And I don't want you to jump in and then listen to us talking about what happened at EVO last weekend or whatever. Because that doesn't matter 2 years after the fact,
Exactly. And that's what I like, that unless it's something I really like again, something that was a big case like the Switch 2 where I found myself going back to people talking about the Switch 1 when the Switch 2 was coming up. And I could see me going back, or all viewers going back, when the Switch 3 comes out. They're going to go, maybe some of them might go back to our Switch 2, be like, oh, remember back then when we thought that was the big deal?
Remember when we were calling it the NX for the longest time? God,
the NX. For like a year.
I want to say the Non-Topical Podcast is a great podcast name.
That was one of our ideas for a name.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I bet this is a thing already, though. I bet it is.
I think that's what
God,
Podcast names are so hard to come up with. Oh my
They
gosh.
really are.
That's why. So you brought up podcast saves, and specifically not being the biggest fan of the one y'all end up going for the Force podcast. Gosh, did we go through? I think at least 100 names because we both won one we
All right.
both really like.
I need to know. Like, just you gotta tell me all. What's some of the contenders? I'll tell you while you're looking them up. I'll tell you the number one contender for mine, but nobody was on board with it, and there's a story behind it. Is I wanted to call my podcast "Happy Game Time Go." Look,
I love
the
that.
story behind that is I used to work at Borders Books, and kids, if you remember what Borders bookstore, it was a bookstore, and you know, you get the dumb customers every once in a while. They just ask like the silliest questions. And we had this. Have you ever seen like a Japanese game show where like they record somebody and it's like a joke situation? So whenever we'd get like a dumb customer, we'd look around, like me and the coworker, we'd look around for the camera and we'd go, "Happy book time, go!" Like it was some sort of like we were on some sort of joke show. So yeah, I really wanted to call the show "Happy Game Time Go," but I was like, nah. No one else was on board with it, so I was like, all right, fine.
That's a fun.
I got outvoted.
One. So to explain, 'cause I don't think we've talked about this that much on the podcast either. So
It's at least been a while.
when
since did.
we first came up with names, Thomas came up with 20 names on his own. I came up with 20 names on my own, and then we came up with 20 names together. So what I want you to do, Thomas, pick 2 from your 20 lists.
What was me? I was blue, right?
You Thomas's 20 names.
Oh yeah, that's me. So pick how many from this
Just pick 2. Pick 2 that you say were your favorites from that.
God, I really liked I like, so I'll pick a bad one because I was trying to like find like really stupid names because I like a good like dumb joke.
Yeah.
And at one point I really wanted to call the podcast Trust the Pod and then in parentheses cast, like trust the process. And Joey really hated
I
that
hate
one.
when people call it pod
He
or
hates pod.
cast. It's a podcast. It's a dumb pet peeve I have. I hate when they abbreviate that name.
I think it's funny that we're still calling them podcast, honestly, but you know, whatever, because
Yeah.
that doesn't really work
Yeah.
anymore. But whatever.
One
That's
of my favorites though, and we almost went with this, but we'll probably go into this in a second. The elevator pitch was one name that I came up with. I was like, I really like this because
That was a serious contender.
yeah, we thought about that one for a while,
But
but
we walked that was just when we didn't know what we
Wait,
wanted.
what was it? What
to
was
do
it?
The podcast yet.
the elevator pitch.
Oh, I thought you were leading up to it was like the elevator pitch for this thing was.
Oh
it
no,
was-
no, no,
yeah,
no,
no.
Because our idea was like, oh, what if we did because we were also trying to figure out what we want like our thing to be.
Yeah,
And we were like, oh, what if it's like each episode we'll like propose in like
like
a idea.
yeah, just like in like maybe it has a theme. Like we both come up with an idea related
Yeah,
to like
or like for example, like it'd be some like, what if like Nintendo like what if like they made like a Mario Warriors game?
yeah,
Or
something
like that would have been like the kind of hopefully more creative ideas.
Oh
than
my
that.
gosh,
But like
yeah.
that was kind of our idea behind that.
You're gonna run out of ideas with that pretty quick. That's the only problem.
Exactly.
I've been sitting on a dream fighting game roster for a while. That's one I want to do. It's just like random, like a Smash Brothers, but like not Nintendo characters. But
Yeah.
that's kind of hard to do
What's that one
though.
on 3DS? Like Project X Zone.
Project Cross Zone 1 and 2. That's not a fighting game. It's RPG. Those are fantastic games.
That's right.
Ryo Hazuki from Shenmue is in the second one. You should definitely play it.
I want to play the Cross Zone games at some point because I think I would like them. But
But no, those were mine. What was one
the
of
pick
your
from my
favorites?
two, this is one day I'm gonna make some project that's in this naming scheme. 2 guys and a couch.
That's the one of Joey's that I don't like it.
Yeah.
because it's just so generic. It's
I don't know why. I've had, if you remember, like this is like the second year of my channel. I wanted to do a 4-player multiplayer series on my channel called 4 Guys and a Couch.
yeah.
And but I just never get it. And I know the name's not that. I think it's just something like it's almost like a childish
It's just the idea in your
desire.
head that won't go.
That won't-
away.
yes.
You just have to make it someday.
And I'm like, one day I want to do that, but I'm also like, man, it's like I feel like if I actually like commission a logo and everything for it, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of stupid.
Yeah, you just click over to it and you're like, well, yeah, they weren't lying. It's 4 guys. and a couch.
It's organized on a
So-
couch. There goes the watch time.
Yeah, I was not lied to. I guess so.
Yeah. The second one I'll probably say, I was just looking at it. Where was it? This one's more of a silly one, but I love the the How I Met My Co-Host podcast.
Oh, yeah.
That's so I will say most of my podcast names,
It's not bad.
but like most of mine are like, okay, what can I make a spoof of? I have like Nightmare on Podcast Suite.
Oh god, I don't remember that one. Oh,
See,
no,
that
I
would be
know
a
you-
great horror movie podcast.
Or
Like,
I think we ended up googling that one. I don't think that exists.
That doesn't
actually.
exist. Not at the
We
time.
were like
A lot
really
of-
surprised. Like,
That's it. A lot of
anyone
my
who's-
ideas you like, but you're like, Joey, we're not doing a horror
Yeah.
podcast. It doesn't make sense. I'm like, but it's a good name.
that's how No Outside Food or Drink. Just like I was like, that's cool and all. Nothing to do with video games, though. I mean, that's
Yeah.
like if that would be like a perfect for like a movie. Like you see a movie every week. Like,
that's a movie thing or like a show. In fact, that's where it came from.
Exactly.
That's exactly where it came from. Is we actually went. I went. It was funny. Me and this guy went separately to the same show. Do you remember when they did Symphony of the Goddess for Legend of Zelda?
Yeah.
yeah.
So it used to come to Atlanta all the time, and I went every time. Show aside, I have problems with that show. It's a great show, but I have personally, as a Zelda fan, I have issues with it. But yeah, there's signs everywhere. No outside food or drink. No outside food or drink. And that's where they got that from, funnily enough.
Gotcha.
And I'm just like, cool, but nothing to do with video games.
Yeah. But so we also brought that we had a Thor 20 list that we made together. And this is a lot more like you have some silly ones like one of them was the 10 episode podcast because the only way I get him the time down to do this was I'm like, okay, will you at least do 10 episodes with me? And then after those 10 episodes, you can leave, but you at least do 10 with me. And we referred to that before as like the contract.
Yeah, the contract.
But that was a silly one. But we have some other ones in there. Your weekly checkpoint was one.
Yeah, I think that's kind of when we were getting close to like
Save state.
like because
Eventually, that list has save state in it. Save state's
You're
in that
not the
part of
only
list.
save
yeah.
state out there. I did see a few others when I was originally looking this up, but you're the best one, though,
You know
so
what?
let's just be real.
You know what's upsetting? We were the only save state when we created the channel.
so there was one channel that
No, there's
was
one-
not even a like it was just an account. Like it had the name. That was it. No content, no like true content.
yeah,
Like,
it was like from 8 years ago.
yeah,
they had like
like
2 videos.
Years. And then
Yeah.
the one that you're probably thinking of, because I see them every time I look at the channel, they like did they start after we started, or was it that like
No, so though episode 1 came out this same week of our episode 1.
yes, it was
And
like,
then, if I remember correctly, I know they uploaded like 3-4 episodes, and then they stopped for a while. And then, like, recently they've come back doing weekly episodes. And around the same time, we started like getting really back into our groove this year.
yeah.
And it was
I
like,
think there are a bunch of like a lot more established creators.
well,
That,
yeah,
like,
because the
just come
channel's not
together.
called Save State. It's on a channel. I've got the name of that
Yeah, it's a
channel.
random thing.
But it's yeah, but it's one of those things. Like, maybe one day we'll reach out to them, and be like, hey, like, I would have. I'd just be like, hey, we don't know y'all, but like, we should do like even.
We
if,
should
like,
we
do,
should
like, a funny,
fight.
like,
We should fight. Let's go meet
yeah,
in the
fight.
parking
Yeah,
lot.
like, we should do like a
And
like, a
whoever
YouTube
wins.
short or something. Yeah, we just like call
whoever
them.
wins gets to keep the name.
Keep the... No, we get whoever wins gets to have official in their name. The official Save State podcast.
But
Yeah. I got the list of ours right here. We had Hit Point Heroes was another one. Digressing and Side
that's
Questing,
right,
which was
that's
also taken, which I was shocked at.
Mm.
Dual Feedback, and I think that's it, actually. I had a couple more, but I'm not going to read those. They're dumb. So,
I was shocked. The amount that were already taken.
well, it felt like
thing.
every time we had landed on one that we both liked, we would look it up,
yeah.
and it was a religious / motivational speaker like
God, there was, like,
related like
we had like
that
12 of
happened, like,
them.
more I don't know about 12, but it was
It was
like
a
more
lot.
Than, it was more than once, and it was
There
like
was several religious
do we
podcasts.
just need to make a religious podcast?
Yeah.
Like, is that what God is?
Is this our
telling us?
literal sign from
Yeah.
God?
my wife actually landed us on Welcome to the Game Room, so I gotta give her props to that. Like, she, because I don't know if it's like apparent. I have a big game room. This is not it. This is right now it's the junk room. Welcome to the junk room. But I do have a large game room with a lot of games in it, and yeah, it was always nice to have people over. So she would be like, "Hey, I'll just call it Welcome to the Game Room," and I'm like,
Yep.
"You know what? I'll deal with that."
Yeah. I know at some point we
Who was it?
talked.
We like pitched it.
No,
to...
we talked about doing I think it was you who brought up to me. I think you said do something like, oh, what if we did like the Game Room podcast, something like that.
I forgot.
And this is before you and Mike have really talked before.
Yeah,
And I was like,
I might be asking for some royalties.
yeah. I'm like, I don't think he'll be upset, but I'm like, I think we could do something a bit
A
more
little bit more
From, like-
less on the nose.
from honestly one of our like. our
No,
handful
it's
of situations.
completely different. This is Welcome to the Game Room 64.
The 64th Game Room.
Welcome to the game domicile.
Yeah. Welcome to the game hovel, the game shed.
God, Game
Game-
Shed is also another great name for a podcast.
One of our ideas was Game Shack.
Was it?
That's
was- I
too
remember
close to
that, but
Game
that was-
Sack,
That was when I never.
which is a YouTube channel. So
Yep. Shack is also one. It's like that's a very easy name. Like yeah, like there's several.
as a gatherer of games, when I hear shed or shack and video game, I'm just like moisture. Like I don't want.
Yeah.
I need a temperature controlled game room. So
Mm.
Well, our new podcast, Dusty Attic.
That's the we're upstairs now, so yeah, well, yep, this is the dusty attic. This used to be this room that we're in this house. It used to be part of just the rest of the attic, and then they
Yeah.
sectioned it
Some
off.
storage room.
Yeah, made it to a pop-up bedroom, and now it's a game room.
Yeah.
it's a quite a lovely game room. At least that one corner that you can see on camera.
Yeah,
It's pretty slick.
One day I'll do a pop-up tour video.
The rest of the room, like, it's not. Well, it's a little messy at the moment, but it is pretty cool.
I like how
yeah,
how
I
quickly
love-
he backpedaled. It's not.
I know there was a hesitation in your voice.
I
Yeah.
love the that you finally got all the Atari ages up.
Yeah.
I feel like we bring it up every once. in a
It
while,
is
but
is
cool.
quite nice. I'm a big fan of that actually. Yeah.
Well, it's because you've had them for such a long time. I remember just seeing them on a shelf, just like stacked in frames, but just stacked
Yeah.
up on top of each other.
Well, because
It's
they
just like
used to
one
be
day
on
they'll
my
feed the
wall, but then they took up so much space in the old game room that was like
Yeah.
a quarter the size. I'm like, I have all these posters I want to put up,
Mhm.
and now I put all my posters. If I ever do the game room tour video, I will. I'll lead with the staircase. So we have an enclosed staircase.
soon.
We have an
Don't worry.
enclosed staircase that comes up here. So on both sides of the walls, there's a bunch of store display posters. And it looks really like I have
is
like
pretty
I want to get my Sonic 3, the one I got from the red carpet from Sonic 3 in Atlanta.
Mhm.
I want to get that up there, but it's like a thick cardboard. So like I need to get almost like a small shelf for it to sit on,
Yeah.
or a thick frame. But for now, just actually, you can see it's that white piece of cardboard in the corner.
You could totally swing the camera on here and show you some store displays, but again, the room's so dirty. Yeah. I intend to-
right there.
One of my first videos, because I started a YouTube channel. I told you about that, I think. There's no
Yes.
content up there yet, so I'm not like really plugging it. I'm working on it. But I think one of the first things I'm going to do is a proper, like, this is my actual game room tour. It's just a matter of, like, getting the game room in a state to do that in, because I feel like there's, you know, as a, I have a hard time with the word collector. It always just makes me feel grody. Like a gatherer of things.
Yeah.
Kleptomaniac.
Yeah, as a klepto of game things, you know, just getting them into a state, and like there's always a project. There's always like, oh, I want to, like right now I'm putting these like risers so I can double stack my games and still see them because they're too full. That's what all this is in the background. This is all overflow
Yep.
that I do not have room for on the shelf in there currently. It's not gonna fit, and I don't know where to put it. So,
Yep.
I don't want to get rid of it.
I feel that that's always like the closet. There's a closet right there in right now. I want to at some point make that into like a little sound recording area where I could just sound. It has an. Yeah, for voiceover, because it's a walk-in closet. But right now, it has probably about 10 tote boxes in there, and like 4 moving cardboard boxes of just stuff that I need to go through. I've slowly emptied out more and more as I've gone through stuff, but it's still just like some of it's just stuff like I have like the refit yoga mat. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to get rid of that, but I'm like, I'm not gonna like splatter it out on like the shelf.
Yeah,
Just-
yeah. Look at my Wii Fit yoga mat. Yeah, that's not a
But
thing.
it's also like, I know one day I'm gonna want it for like a skit for like a video. Would be like, oh, like, like, and then like I don't know. It's just one of those things. Like, I don't want to get rid of it. Or like I have a sealed copy of Wii Fit U, like in the big box. That's in there, and I'm like, I need that for the Wii U collection.
I mean, within
I
arm's
need it. It's
reach.
not a want, I need it.
So-
The only Wii periphery I have in arm's reach is my the U Draw
oh,
tablet.
the U draw. Oh my gosh. Poor THQ. R.I.P.
Yep.
Oh. R.I.P.
Man. So I normally we ask this at the beginning of the episode, but we just kicked it off so quickly.
Mhm.
So I'll cycle back to this. No, I like to ask when we have a guest on, what is their favorite 2 questions. What is your favorite video game series? And along with that, what is your favorite video game like save menu?
My favorite save menu. Oh my gosh, you did have to ask that one. That's gonna be a tough one. See, I needed these ahead of time. I'm stalling now because I'm thinking about that save menu thing. The...
You guys are,
All right. I'm gonna like regret it like after we're done with this. I'm like no, but
Just throw it out there.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you my favorite save menu is No More Heroes 1, 2, or 3. Really, they're all the same. Have you ever played those games?
I played the first one, so I'm familiar with what you're talking
So
about.
to save, you have to go to the restroom. So
Yep. That's
yeah, he
I do
he
love
closed
that.
the door, and that's the save. I feel like there's something better than that, but that's what popped into my head.
I love games that are like unique with how they save the game like
Have
that.
we ever talked about like favorite save menus or things like that?
No.
I don't. This is a random thing. It just popped into my head. It helps that you introduced me to him, the guy who made Brawl in the Family, that
Yeah.
comic series. The game that he made, the Tadpole
Treble.
Treble. This isn't necessarily save, but whenever you pause the game, you have like a 1 in 6 chance for it to play the pause menu song.
Oh, the
If you
pause
ever
menu
play-
song.
I
yes.
love that so much, and it's just like a whole like
It's
like a
good,
2-minute
2-minute
song. Yeah, that just plays in the background while you're waiting.
Isn't it like this is the pause menu song?
Yeah, it's
Isn't it like
it's very
almost like light opera?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's very funny.
That's a good game. Tadpole Treble.
It's very
if
good
for anyone who's
for
anyone who remembers the Ball in the Family comics from like the late 2000s, early 2010s, they recently they lost the domain to the website, so they had to get a new website
Really?
recently.
that's so
So
sad.
the original website's no longer up, but you can still get to everything. He made a new website. But he made a game called Tadpole Treble, and it's like $10 on the eShop.
Yeah, and it goes on sale a bunch. Too.
Yeah, good, fun little rhythm game. So
But anyways, not to cut you off, Mike.
yeah, that's a good one.
I can't think of any. I'm sure there's
Like,
gonna
I'll
be
be hon-
one that's more
I'll
unique.
be honest, I couldn't tell you what my favorite save screen is right now.
But you're gonna ask me? Okay, I see how it is. So,
Well, I'll at least say the first one that comes to my mind. This isn't my favorite, but I always had a real nostalgia for the Sonic 3 and Knuckles save menu as a kid, just because I remember playing. I did have a Genesis as a kid, and I played Sonic 1 and 2 a lot, and I played. If I remember correctly, it's Sonic and Knuckles doesn't have the save feature, but Sonic 3 does. And then when you lock it on, or it might be the other way around, but one of them does have the save feature, basically. So I would have Sonic and Knuckles, I'll play that a bunch, but I couldn't save it.
Mhm.
And I just remember that memory. I got Sonic 3, I did the lock-on technology, and I put it together, and I was like, I could save in this old game? What? And then I remember I would just sit there and listen to like the little save music, and you could flip through the characters and the levels, and I was like, this is so cool. And like at that point, I already played like Mario Galaxy and stuff. So like I was familiar with saving as a concept as a kid, but just it being in like an older game like that was like really cool to me.
I've always loved saving in Dragon Quest games because well, I think of the more modern ones are a lot more streamlined. I think you can save anywhere, but in the old ones specifically, you had to go to a church, and that's actually where you handled all like your like if a party member died, you had to go pray at the church to like save your game or resurrect somebody that had died or like cure yourself of a curse or something. Like it served a purpose other than just being another building, you know. Like there was a reason for you to be there. And I'm
I like
sure
when they build into the world.
Yeah.
Like even like this isn't that crazy, but I've been playing through Bowser's Inside Story again on Swede, and just how all the Mario RPGs have the save blocks, even the newer ones that you could save at anywhere in the newer ones, but they still have the save blocks there where you just it's simple. You just hit the block, it pops up a menu, but that's a thing that for me is just nostalgia because I'm like, oh my goodness, the save block! I missed the save block.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna give you. There's gonna be some editor's notes. I'm just gonna be like, Michael actually meant this. So, but I mean, I don't know. There's so many games I play. I'm sure there's something. My favorite game series though. See, that's also a loaded question because I have my favorite game of all time for sure, 100%, is going to be Shenmue, which I've talked about ad nauseum on my podcast. Joey knows this. This is not a game for everybody. Whenever I get someone into games, and I do, like I have friends that are older than me or younger than me, that someone, like just recently, I'm just like, he hears me talking about games. He listens to my show. He's like, I want to get into games. He hasn't played games since probably PS1. And he hears me talking about Shenmue, and I'm just like, you're probably not going to like it. So it's not a game for most people. I have games I will recommend to you. Shenmue, I want you to try it. I want you to buy it. I want this game to succeed. I love this game. It's a great story, and it's very ambitious at the time. Came out on Sega Dreamcast. But it's not finished. It's a game that it feels very dated, and the story is still going on. We started in 2000, and we have not got a conclusion to the story yet. We're still waiting on Shenmue 4. That's something that if you part of the Shenmue community, we always come together the 4th of every month, and we bomb we bomb Twitter and Blue Sky and everything with let's get Shenmue 4.
Hey, as someone who waited for Pikmin 4 for a very long time, I understand the wait for the 4th entry of a series.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, we got Shenmue 3 after so much time, and there's been very few times in my life where I've teared up at a video game, and the Shenmue 3 announcement was one of them. I mean, it was an emotional. You don't know. Look up. Go to YouTube, anybody, and just like look up Shenmue 3 announcement reactions. People are having a fit.
I believe I've seen now that I remember seeing a lot for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
I remember those of like people just like
Oh my gosh.
It's part of the reason why I love reacting to the directs. They don't get a ton of views and stuff, but I like them almost as time capsules where I could go back and see. Like I remember when Pikmin 4, because there's an infamous line from Miyamoto, like right after Pikmin 3 came out. He's like, "Oh, Pikmin 4 is almost done,
it's
guys.
almost done.
It's almost
What?
done." But it's like, and like, so everyone's like, "It's almost done." But and if that will feel just a slow, just like, oh wait, like what is this? And all of a sudden you see the bulb, you're like, oh my goodness, it's Pikmin 4.
Yep, and it was the same way with the Shenmue 3 when it was Adam Voorhees came on the stage during the PlayStation. It was 2015 E3. This was when E3 was a big thing, and the little cherry blossom floats down, and I heard the first chord. And I'm like, no! You know, my camera probably shook there. I shook the whole monitor. But, oh my gosh. Just thinking back to that, that's what gaming's about to me. That, like, level of, like, yes!
Excitement.
Yeah.
I think the one game trailer I've had the most, like, strong reaction to was when Thousand Year Door remake got announced.
That's what
and
I was thinking.
they start to like dun, 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 dun. Literally the first note before we even saw the book or anything. I remember I jumped out of my seat. I remember I kicked my camera over, and I was like, "It's Thousand Year Door!" And I'm like sitting grabbing, like shaking the camera, trying to put it back in place. Like, there's no way. I'm like, because we already had Brothership and the Mario RPG
That's, like,
remake.
crazy.
Within 1 year,
yeah.
Nintendo bought back every Mario RPG series for some reason, and it's just weird.
There's a market
It's
for
like-
this. Let's
when
go.
you
Yeah.
Yes.
When you mentioned the direct reactions, I was literally just like, well, there have been several times where it's just like you've done like not had high expectations for it, but then they've just thrown some oddball thing
Yeah.
like Thousand Year Door, and you just have the greatest reaction.
Yeah.
Like
It's always just something that's like there was what was,
I'm trying to think of other things too.
there was
It's a
ones
lot
that have
of-
been more recent.
Was it when they remade the Did they remake the My Sims games or re-release?
When My
They
Sims got the
re-released them.
remasters,
It's more
Yeah.
specific to you.
I think they
But-
updated the visuals, but not like not strongly, but it was
Yeah.
more just like like it's higher
Fidelity.
fidelity.
Yeah.
But that was one just because you just why are they going to
Yeah,
bring
you
back
don't-
My Sims? And it's like, oh my goodness, My Sims has come back. And you get a little
It's
excited.
kind of like how I was when they did Epic Mickey Repainted,
The-
which I've still not yet to play. I heard it was a good
It's good.
remake.
I ended up
just-
picking it up on PSN.
I've barely played it like myself. Like I did play it for a little while. I was like, this game isn't as good as I remember, but like I did. It's still fun. I just like it's one of those. It's like I got better things to play right now. I get to you though. I get to you. It's
Yeah.
coming.
The hard part about Epic.
If they
Epic
made a
Mickey-
new, I think they have a good concept. If they made a full new one, you can make something there with that concept of like Mickey exploring like these old forgotten cartoons and the brush
It's-
mechanic. It definitely feels dated.
It's one of those games that the concept and story is a bit more interesting
Yeah.
to me than the gameplay itself, which I usually don't
That's true.
like. I don't usually play a lot of games like that.
You're
but
also a big Disney head.
yeah, I do.
love
The
I do love
aesthetics
Disney,
of
especially
Epic
Hershey
Mickey,
sometimes.
just the
Yeah.
art design pushes that game way past what it actually is on a gameplay front, in my opinion. So,
Mhm.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Twilight Princess is
the-
another one though
the
too. If
history
you
of
think
just-
about big reactions,
Yeah, I still have the Game Informer magazine that Epic Mickey was the cover on, and it's just the box out just across the front and back page. And I have so many. One day I'm gonna make a video talk about the Game Informer magazines because I have like probably at least 100 issues in a box.
I had a lot of Game Informers. I have a lot of EGM still. EGM was my magazine growing up. Actually, that's
Oh, I remember this was like I was probably like let's see, Galaxy 2 came out in 2010, I think. Close enough.
Yeah, I think it was.
yeah, because
That
it was
was, like,
before
maybe-
Skyward Sword, and Skyward
Yeah,
Sword was
Skyward Sword
2011.
2011. Yeah, okay, so yeah, I think it was 2010. And I remember, so I would have been 7 around the time then. And I came home from school, and my father was flipping through the Game Informer magazine. He's like, hey, look at this. And this is when I was finally playing Galaxy for the first time as a kid. And it was the big article of, it was during E3 time and all that. And it's like, Galaxy 2 is coming. I remember looking at like, they're making another one? And that was my very first memory of being excited for a new game. GameStop had something you could sign up for where they send you like a postcard each month or something. I remember I got these little like Galaxy 2, like, they were like the size of trading cards.
Uh-huh.
And like, I don't have them anymore. One of them had the old logo for the game on it. Of like before they like added the star effect on the 2, it's like almost an Arial font 2 next to it. You can find it, and it was just a solid red color. You can find this online, but it was like I wish I had this because it's kind of a yeah, and it was like I remember the background for that one was this Peach's castle, but it almost looked like Starry Night, like the painting. And I don't know why they went with that for the little postcard, but I wish I still had that because it was such a neat little, I don't know, collectible thing.
Yeah.
I have my Toys R Us Mario 25th anniversary gift card still, like just because like it's just a neat little thing.
I have a bunch of
But-
25th anniversary stuff from Mario, and yeah, I don't know. I got the gift cards from Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D and Skyward Sword. I kept those because I was like, these have such cool art.
Yeah, they don't really do those anymore. I don't think they do like custom gift cards.
Not. I mean, all the ones now, all the eShop cards are like, here's Mario. Here, I think the $50 one has Link on it.
Yeah.
Which I'm a big Zelda
one.
guy, so most of my stuff's Zelda. But no, I mean hype mode. I remember I watched E3 because they used to be able to watch E3 like on the internet, obviously in the early days. Yeah, I mean you can now obviously, but like back then it was like a big deal where you could watch it on G4.
Yeah.
And then they sold E3.
G4.
They sold E3 on DVD. I'm not making this up. So
Nope.
I have
I
E3
will-
2004 on DVD. Like
Oh my god. Wait,
Yep.
I don't know if you've heard of this. You've seen you know Noodle, the YouTuber.
Yeah, the YouTuber, yes.
I don't know if you've seen this, Mike. There's a YouTuber who I forgot at what was it PAX that
No,
he
it
did
was.
it.
Oh yeah, he did at Max Fest.
It was MagFest. He got a bunch of people together and they literally pretended that it was like
It was. I think it was E3 2008.
Yeah,
It was
either,
Sony's
like-
presentation
yeah,
specifically.
either 2007 or 8, but they like the
They're like-
whole bit of like the
We're gonna-
he was doing a panel, right?
He did a panel where we're gonna act like we're all reacting to this for the first time.
Yeah.
And like it was like it was not the when the PS3 was revealed. It was like the next one where like it was a
Yeah.
big showcase of all the games. So and when they first talked about like the PS TV and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
so that
like,
that probably would have been 2005 or 6, something like that. Then that probably would have been around
Okay.
that because it was
I think
it was late gen because
know
I
it's
think Xbox 360 was 2005 is when it came out, and I want to say the PS3 came out
Yep.
2006. That Sony press conference for their E3, that was not a good one. That price didn't go over well. None of those games went over well. It wasn't the worst I've ever seen. If you really want to see bad, look up like Konami 2004 or so. It's rough because he
Some
does
of them-
not speak English. I forget the dude's up there, and he clearly doesn't
Yep.
speak English. He doesn't have a guy, so he's just saying words.
Our-
And
a lot of the third parties, there's very few third parties that have good, memorable ones for E3, I feel. There's a handful there, but a lot of them are like mediocre at best. Of like, like the strongest one I can think of is when Miyamoto showed up to Ubisoft in 2017 for Mario plus Rabbids. And like that wasn't the craziest reveal but it was more just kind of like, oh, Miyamoto's there. That's neat at Ubisoft. So
ah man, I miss E3. I miss shows like that.
it's why I do love that we still have like Summer Games Fest.
Summer
and,
Games Fest is a thing. I mean, that kind of took its place. So
Yeah, I'm glad that they started. I know they didn't do this at the start, but I know at least last year they actually did it like a live like stage for like the premiere. They only did that for like the first day of it, but like watching that live kind of gives that feeling back. The Game Awards to an extent kind of have that vibe too of like this big live show that you go to in person.
Jeff
feel like
Keighley is
someone
keeping
will
this
probably-
alive. God bless Jeff
Yeah,
Keighley.
I think Jeff-
So-
One day I don't know if I've told you this, Mike, but I was invited to the Game Awards this last year.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah, it happened to be the same weekend as the charity event.
Yeah.
So and we lock in that day too far in advance of everyone's schedules. I'm like, we were sitting there like, could we logistically make this happen where Joey's not there on that Friday? Or, because the show's on Thursday, but I would show up Friday coming off the plane from LA. I'm like, can we make this work? Or maybe like y'all get everything set up and then I just show up just in time to be the host, but then there's jet lag and.
We'll just get a Joey
like-
cardboard cutout, and he'll just be like, he's not feeling
We
well
talked
right
about
now.
that. We're like,
Yeah.
let's get a life-size cardboard cutout that we danced around and not, but we were just like,
Well, then we were like,
yeah, this goes back and forth.
because we didn't want you didn't want to go alone. You
Well,
had a
that's the-
+1 too, but
Other thing was getting a +1, and
and we were like, realistically, I've been here. If anyone like has been with the charity events longer than you, it's or as long like the next in line, basically.
next in line would be
This-
you.
the-
We've joked that you're like my secretary,
Yeah,
pretty
the
much,
success. Yeah,
for the
pretty much.
charity events.
So it was like I couldn't go with you, and then it's like going to LA,
Yeah.
paying for plane
paying
tickets,
for
all
the
that
plane
stuff.
ticket, then it's a cost.
I could have gone to E3 one time. I want to say it was 2005, 2004, 2005, something like that. Just working where I was, the position I was, and I'm just like getting the time off of work, taking the plane, getting the hotel. I'm like, I ain't got that kind of money right
Yeah.
now, especially, you know.
Well, and also like I was like, do I really want to go to LA? I'm like, do I want to do another Sonic 3 Atlanta trip where
Yeah.
I'm literally in the
It would
city for
literally
less
just
than
be
24
that, yeah.
hours? Because I'm so glad I went to that. I will never forget that night. However, that like 72-hour period of like get in the hotel, get in the car rental, drive it for 9 hours straight, and like 12 hours later, get in 6 hours of sleep. It was just like going to see the movie again with all of y'all when I got back home.
I forgive you for not hitting me up during that time. I mean, Atlanta is like not far. Like I work in Atlanta, so
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I literally, I like 4 a.m. when we woke up to leave. I'm like, okay, let's drive into Atlanta just so we can say we actually went to the city itself, and we just so happened to park right next to the big Olympic sign.
Yeah.
By chance, that I literally just picked a random park. I'm like, we'll just go to this park. I clicked one, we'll drive there, and then we got in the car like, oh, this is where they held the Olympics. Let's take a photo.
let's go ahead and check this off now. We've been to Atlanta. All right, time to go back.
Yep. No, we literally were in Atlanta, I think, for like 20 minutes. And then gosh, it was just so. I would love to go back to Atlanta and actually, one, meet you in person, but two, actually enjoy it and like, let's actually like breathe.
I mean, you're not missing a whole lot. We got plenty of good food though. I'll give you that. We got plenty of good food, and
Yeah.
there's we got plenty of food. That's it. I'm sure there's
That's
other
enough for
stuff. You know
Between you and food, it's worth a weekend to go. Yeah, but I don't. That's why I was like, if I do end up going to the Game Awards, I'd want to plan to like go to LA for like at least the weekend.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like if I want to play the money, go to LA. Let me enjoy
if you're gonna
LA.
be there, you might as well.
Not like LA's not like one of like my like destinations I'm like dying to go to, but like if I'll probably go to if I'm invited to if I'm like that. One point I almost, it didn't happen, but I was offered I was asked if I would like to go to the Sweemies in LA.
Oh yeah.
Not this year, but the year before. And then by the time they got back to me, they were like, "Yeah, we ran out of slots." And I was like, "Okay."
Well, yeah. Thanks for the invite.
Thanks for that. That's the thing. Like, I'm at what I like to call the cool kids table with YouTube, because I do get like the hype feature. I knew about that back when it was the shout out feature. That's what they used to call it. Luckily, yeah, my NDA's expired. I can say that. I had to think about it for a sec. They have me signed a lot.
Channel.
Oh, different channel. Who
It's fine.
cares?
You're
But
not Joey64.
I'm not Joey 64. I'm the co-host of Safe State. But all that's, it's neat. But like, in terms of like actually them supporting me, it's like they maybe support me like one step more than the average YouTuber, but not much more. I'll get invited, but they're like, but it's always like you have to pay for your travel, pay for your, you know, just, bedding and all that. It's like, yeah, but it's still, I don't want to sound ungrateful.
Well, you just gotta like factor in, because like there was a thing I wanted to go to in Long Beach this year. It's in April, and even still, I could probably go. But I'm just like, do I want to pay that much money for a day? So
Yeah.
I'm just like, no, it's financially irresponsible of me.
If I lived in like New York or LA or Atlanta, where a lot of these events happen, it's like, oh, okay, get on my.
Nothing happens in
car,
Atlanta
30
hardly.
minutes.
I'm telling you, they don't. Concerts come
Apparently,
through a
you
lot.
host a lot of events there, because I get almost an email almost every week saying, "Hey, we're inviting you to this movie premiere at Atlanta." Yada,
We do have movies, and we have a lot of there's a big symphony scene here. I've been to a lot of video game symphonies.
I do. Whenever I look at stuff, I always see Atlanta on that.
Atlanta will get those,
And-
and I'll go to those. But that's about it. I'm pretty
Yeah.
antisocial, I gotta say, for the most part.
I flip flop depending on the day. Honestly, I feel like I go between like super extroverted, but then like I could wake up tomorrow and like I'm not in the mood to talk to anyone. I'm like, I know you've seen that with the podcast. Sometimes I can be quite a butt with the podcast. I've gotten better.
Sometimes, he
but
says.
it's-
I'm just messing with you.
sometimes you mean this morning.
It's been a journey.
It's been a journey with the podcast.
It's been a wonderful journey.
Yeah. I was speaking of that Joint More podcast, and again, go back to Michael here. In terms of when it came time for us to make that podcast, I know you were one of the main people I kept going to. Not like every day, but like I know you were someone like, hey, like I have to be on your podcast for God, what, 2 or 3 years now, roughly. I'm like, I remember you. I think you were the first person I told when I finally found out.
Don't I feel cherished? No, I'm just joking.
But it was a thing of like, hey, like, can you watch it and like give us advice and like make sure we're doing stuff right?
No, it's a good show. I mean, I don't I don't get to listen to
Yeah.
a lot of stuff now just because my work doesn't allow me to listen to stuff anymore, which sucks. Because I used to listen to a ton of podcasts. Now I listen to you guys, and I listen to the 8-4 Play podcast, which is a great gaming podcast. Anybody? Just a little plug there. But yeah, I mean, I used to listen to a ton, and I don't even really get a chance to like listen to mine. I'll listen to them when I'm editing them, but that's it. You know, I try to listen for problems, but we're on a hiatus right now anyway. I'm trying to get this YouTube stuff figured out. I'll get back on it before too
Yeah.
long. Last episode we had was around Halloween, so that's been a minute. But we do seasons anyway. I mean, it's not like it's hard to go straight just forever.
That's what I was going to say. That's interesting about y'all. Y'all do, so we try to do weekly. We have tried and failed, and I think we're at the point now we would, I think we're on our longest streak now, because this will be the 4th or 5th episode in a row now.
Yeah, I think it's either tied or the longest.
Yeah. And we'll finally, I think I can see we're going to be in this position for quite a bit. We have a buffer and everything. Like, we're like doing really good.
Mm-hmm.
But that's our plan. Like weekly, and like maybe occasionally we'll take like a month break if we feel like we need to.
Yeah.
That's kind of our plan. But for you and your podcast, y'all do like batches, like you said, seasons. I always thought that was interesting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm familiar with that because I always thought I love this podcast, and I do put a lot of energy into it. But like Thomas makes all the shorts, uploads the videos, does the tags, description, all that. Our editor Denmark, obviously, he edits the episodes, and he does all that, and I pay him for that. But honestly, that's probably my biggest contribution outside of being one of the hosts. Is I'm the one who financially backs it.
That is true.
Which
Well, that's why it's like when
I'm the EP.
I do try to like step up. It's also fun. Like I love we've talked to death about like the joy of making save state thumbnails and
Oh, you make the
like-
thumbnails too. Yep.
like putting things out there, making shorts. Like I enjoy that side of like I guess production. If
Yeah.
you want to think about it that way, just keeping the channel going. But
My biggest thing is every once in a while I'll like look at you, like show me the thumbnails, and I'm like, I come in as like the 8-year YouTuber as like, change this and maybe put an outline there.
hey, man, I knocked it out of the park this last one.
I'll see the music one.
The music one is glorious. I'll give you that. That was well done, sir. Good job.
Yeah,
Thank you,
that was,
thank you.
and I will. One, I keep in the back of my mind, this is not my channel. Let alone I'm not making the thumbnails. So like I'm not gonna like I told you the music one. I'm like, there's no notes I would have given it to you on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have done it differently, yes, but that's because everyone has their own style.
Yeah.
But I do like I'll give you notes if I feel like I have to, but as a whole, I really it's same with Denmark. I'll give him a few notes, and sometimes I'll tell him like, hey, like do this or do that. But I really, and this goes with any project I do, along with even the charity events, the big thing.
Yeah.
I call everyone creative leads.
Mm-hmm.
I truly mean that as yes, I am, and that one I am literally the like producer, director, executive, whatever you want to call it. I am like, and my job is to not have a job. My job is to bounce between everybody. But I'm not going to be the one who's going to come over you and be like, do like this, do like that.
Like micromanage.
I'm not going to micromanage.
I cannot stand when people do that. But it's good to trust the people that are helping you.
If I'm going to figuratively or literally pay you to do a job, in case the trade events is all volunteered, but like
Yeah.
do it and like, but just, and I'm going to give you input, but I'm not going to sit here and be like, Thomas, edit like this, edit like this.
It's nice too that what I really like about this podcast, also just the things we do in general with like everyone, because people are fairly like-minded, but I like that we have that side of the podcast, but we also have just like the actual talking bit where we can put that like we can put that in perspective and like have conversations about that, and it's content in itself, but it's also like it's not just a side project that I'm off by myself working on uploading things. Like it's like a home base we come back to every week. We talk, we have discussions, we
Yeah.
do things, and we can have like-minded conversations with people that we like to make stuff with.
I mean, that's
why
yeah, that's why I love
making-
doing it
doing-
too. It's an excuse to talk
Yeah.
to my friends about video games and stuff like that. And really,
Exactly.
there's content, but really, it's all about the connection you have with the people that you enjoy talking to. So
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what I love. I'm like, I've noticed a trend of every time we have a guest on, those episodes are always the best performing episodes. So the part of my mind's like, that's why we should get more guests. But the other part of my mind's like, I also just love having guests on, and I don't want that to be the main focus of the show personally. But I do like having like one every couple of episodes. I would like to get to the point like every couple of episodes we do have a guest on. Eventually we've never had a touring guest, but our plan for when we have a touring
I'll do it, guys. You ain't gotta ask me. I'll do it. I'm just
Yeah. Well, our plan. So, like, for in case of like Michael here, the come of example that might happen. Like, let's just, I don't know. Let's say we do a video talking about like
if we ever talk about
Shenmue. Thank you.
we
yes.
will be invited.
I'm
He
that
would be
Shenmue
like-
guy.
Yeah, we want to get stuff that he's like, for like better term, an expert on.
Yeah.
I'm an expert on a lot of things, except for some of that crazy
Okay.
millennial future stuff y'all be talking about, like old stuff.
Yeah.
I think back to like this very second episode where we went through that
The Metacritic.
the Metacritic.
Oh my gosh, I
Looking back, I would.
got mildly triggered there. All right.
Yeah, I would have never done that episode. Looking back, it's just a thing like, oh, it was like a fun clickbaity idea. So I'm like, let's do it. And then like, what? We had because we did it blind too. We didn't
Yeah, we
look at the
didn't even
Metacritic
look
list
through it.
before, and we should have. Because
definitely
holy
should.
crap, we didn't have anything to say about like.
Oh my
any of
gosh,
those
and I had all the things to say about all of those.
It's yeah, I definitely go back to it though, and this is like at least one of my big takeaways of the podcast. I like just like being able to look back at our old stuff and being like, ha, the camera sucked, or ha, we didn't know we were talking.
We went
about.
through. We've gone through 4 cameras.
I guess we have gone
Because
through.
we started with the Logitech C720, whatever it's called, 270. Then we went to your like camcorder.
Yeah, we used that for like once or twice.
a few
and then it was-
episodes.
and we realized it wasn't worth
And
it.
then we went to the Switch 2 camera because it was a 1080p camera,
Mhm.
and I was buying anyways because I like my stupid Kinect games. And then you got me this 4K camera during the charity gift exchange.
Which has worked perfectly fine.
Oh, yeah, I totally don't have to mess around with device manager every time I turn on my computer.
It has no problems ever.
Don't lie to the audience. Don't
They
lie.
know,
I know, but
but
that setup we have now is a setup we've had for the longest. I think we have not the Focusrite. This mic.
You got a nice looking
Well,
mic
7.
there. I mean, I don't know what it
Yeah,
is, but
it's-
it looks fancy. I like it.
good little Scarlet Focusrite mic.
Yeah.
It goes. We really do try to push the
Innovate.
ante. Yeah, innovate. Push. Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's one thing to just be like, okay, we have something that works, but to like just the concept of us doing like an audio test, especially like compared to like I don't know, like content we used to make in the past or just like things like that. Like
We used to never test.
yeah, we just threw whatever out there, but now it's like I think that's the nice thing about working with other people too is like John, longtime collaborator for the channel, made the intro. Like he's pushed a lot on like, okay, I want good mic sound. I want like
Yeah.
pushing the high production value, which is something that like I've taken away, you've taken away. Like
Well, that's why we have a dedicated editor because
yeah,
I certainly don't have to. Literally, I show up, I record. That's all the time I can invest into this channel. And
Yeah.
though it's like sometimes I
I
don't
love
put
to have
any
an editor.
DMs.
it's
Love.
Sometimes I won't.
Right.
So we have a group chat. Sometimes I won't put a message in that group chat for weeks at a time.
Yeah.
I read it. I keep up to date with what's going on. But I just between the like 3 or 4 channels I won
Until
along
we
with.
have a problem with the file size.
And so there's a problem with the file because it is my equipment for the most part. But like I just want too many other channels or help other people or do collabs along with personal life.
Yeah.
I'm like I remember that was the thing I remember telling them, like, either you have to edit it or we got to get an editor, and we end up getting an editor.
Sometimes I edit it.
Sometimes you come in and edit an episode when there's issues or like when he was on vacation and stuff.
Yeah.
That saves you a bit of moolah. those weeks. My wallet feels it. But yeah, no, I think it's a good place to wrap it up, though.
Yeah, this definitely turned into a podcast about podcasting, which is fine by
It
me.
always turns into the podcast about podcasting.
Yeah, we've done
But
pretty
it's
good.
fitting.
I was
That's-
we've done pretty good about not. I'd say the first like 10 episodes. I think almost every episode we talk for at least 10 minutes about the podcast because we were finding our way. So each episode there's all this new stuff. I've noticed probably since about like episode 20 or so. I guess that's like season 2.
Mhm.
We don't spend like 5 minutes like, oh, we got a new camera this week.
Yeah.
Or we have a new light. I don't think we ever talked about the fact that we have a new lighting. We've had this lighting for several episodes. I don't think we've talked about that ever.
I meant to turn my light
we
on.
did.
I have a nice light right here, and it is off to the max. It can't be more off
Give
right
that
now.
nice monitor glow.
Yeah, that's all I got. Monitor glow, but
Gamer glow.
whatever.
Gamer glow.
The camera
Yeah.
glow.
yeah, and my face looks
no.
particularly red. It is what it is. Cool.
It's art. Most people are going to listen to it via audio. Not many people listen to it, watch the visuals.
Or they're gonna watch it on their flat screen, apparently, because that's what happens.
That is a lot of people do. I believe it's like 48% of our viewers watch on the TV, but I don't think they're actually sitting down watching it. I think they put it on. and they're
That's
watching
actually
it
what I
while
do
they're-
most of the time. I'll put it on while I'm doing stuff, like when I listen to
Oh,
it.
we know who it is now.
It's
You're
me.
the
I'm sorry.
48%.
It's you.
Oh,
But no,
Alright.
we definitely appreciate you coming on, talking to us.
yeah. Oh yeah. Plug
Anytime.
wait, before we
Yeah,
wrap up,
no, I was gonna say.
plug.
Plug. Oh, plug the things. Well, yeah. If you want to check out our podcast, it's dormant right now. It's coming back. We definitely have more episodes planned, and we do like topic-based episodes. We have quiz episodes, which some of these guys have been on, or video game trivia and
So
stuff
good.
like
I
that.
love the quiz episode.
The fun.
But we do those. We'll be coming back probably soon. That's Welcome to the Game Room with an exclamation point at the end. It's got a cool little logo I designed. You should check that out. And then I did start a YouTube channel, which maybe by the time this post I'll have a video out, although probably not because at present moment I've only just learned how to video edit. I don't really know what I'm doing. Like in the least. And I'm also kind of a perfectionist, so it's gonna be good. So it might take me a while. I wanted the name because my name's Michael McLeod. I wanted the name Mick Mac Michael McLeod. That's taken. So it's Mick Mac Life on YouTube. That's what it's
Alright.
going to be at right now. But I'll have videos. I'll post a podcast on there too going forward. Right now you can find it on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple iTunes, or wherever you find a podcast. It's there.
We need to get on that.
Yeah.
We need to be on more than just YouTube.
YouTube's a market that I've wanted to get into for a while. I mean, we were talking about cameras a second ago. I've had the nicest camera for years. And you know what I did? I used it as a webcam. It's not the current one I'm using. But I
Yep.
mean, it's a nice camera, and I was like, I should make videos with this thing. So
I feel like that's the new thing now. Like, not on the podcast, but every week I'll just like look at Joey and be like, I need to stop looking at cameras. Because I'll
Yeah.
like look at like the really nice, like the Sony ones and all
That's
that
what I
stuff, and
have.
Joey's like,
I have a
Out of my boat.
Sony mirrorless, one of the fancy pants cameras.
Yep.
yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah, I can tell you, man, if you want to buy it, you are more than welcome to. I am not budgeting that.
I bought it.
Money for that.
I bought it during the pandemic because that's when I was like, oh, I'm gonna do like a YouTube channel and a podcast. The podcast took off, and I started focusing on that, and the YouTube channel never did. But we're getting there slowly. It's coming.
Gotcha.
Years in the making.
Yeah, but all of Mike's stuff will be in the description below the podcast's channel. And I'll say, stay tuned on this channel. I might be making a little surprise in this first video. If everything goes to plan. So
Yes, all goes according to plan.
Yes. Well, thank you for being here, Mike. Once again, love to have you back whenever we make an episode about Shenmue.
whenever we talk about Shenmue,
Yeah, I'll come back for anything. I'm good for it as long as
there'll be
it's.
other topics.
Just let me know. I probably got you. There's been plenty of episodes I'm like, man, I would love to have been on that one. The music one, I would have loved to have been on for even. We've done several
Yeah,
music
that will
ones.
get-
We've said that we want to do a sequel to the music one.
We need to like do something for that, like submissions. Like people submit like, oh, their favorite thing, and we talk about it.
That would be
But
cool.
That's what
anyways.
ours is. That's what I was worried about that on YouTube though. It's like we just each like pick like a couple tracks that we really liked and stuff like that. So
As long as you keep the clips down to a minimum, like 20 seconds or less, it's pretty fun on YouTube.
okay, yeah. I'm probably gonna be bugging you about YouTube stuff in the near future. So just go ahead and get
Hey,
ready for that.
I'm here. I'm more than ready for it.
All ears.
Um,
Well, thank you guys for being here on the Save State podcast. Please let us know in the future what episodes, any other guests. Of course, we've known Mike for a while, but we're not. We're open to reaching out to different people, talking to pretty much anyone.
I have been messaging. The one thing I've been doing for this podcast, I've been messaging several people
you're our
on
outreach coordinator.
on Instagram, Twitter, not Twitter anymore, or X, whatever.
Call it Twitter.
That's
Be a
fine.
rebel. Just call it Twitter.
No, yeah, Twitter.
Twitter.
I don't believe in the letter X. But Twitter, Instagram, Threads. I've been messaging all sorts of people, see if we can get some fun guests on. Maybe people who do like game development. So some other stuff outside of game development as well. So if y'all have any ideas for guests that seem somewhat reasonable, I'll shoot a message to Mr. Beast. I don't care.
Yeah, just go ahead and tell everybody how much you like Mike and you want him back. Yeah, just go ahead and throw that out there. Yeah, but yeah, I want to thank you guys too for having me on for sure. Absolutely.
Of course.
Of course.
Well, yeah. Going on with that, if there's anything that you think we could do better in future episodes, any suggestions that you have, of course, let us know either in the comments of this video or in our brand new Discord.
We did promote it last week.
Yeah, we did, and I didn't put the ad in there either. We have a Discord. It's very neat. I spent like an hour, like 2 hours making it. It's very cool. It just needs people, so take advantage of that if you want to.
I'm actually active.
Yes,
I'm like the one.
Yes, we got one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that'll be it.
Yeah.
Joe, you have anything left to say?
Pikmin.
I was waiting for you to throw something.
He
That's
knows.
the trope. Well,
Is this when I grab the guitar?
this is where you hit the mic.
Oh.
No,